if the thing would have gone a little different, maybe I would have ended up to change my mind, saying, well, maybe we could have worked it out. You cannot really go by the first date. I would always say have another one if you are not quite sure. And don't be so fast with your judgment. Things may turn around. In the second case, I would say, boy, there is hope here. But now what do you do? I met the guy. I really like him. I'm still, so far so good, I would say. But now what do you do? If he comes back to see me, then what? What if I really like him? And then he has to go back to the East Coast. So now I'm already discussing with him before he even comes back. I say, you know, I may fall in love with you, then what?
As if this would be a problem?
Well, it is a problem because then I don't want him to leave. If it is that good that I'm falling in love, why would I want him to leave?
Well, you wouldn't.
He has 400 cows in
Well,
Virginia. And
maybe there'll be a hoof and mouth outbreak. You never know.
Houses, you know. So he doesn't seem to think of it as a problem, okay? And he says he is not all that tied up down there, and he has people working for him. But you know, people say a lot of things in the first moment of excitement, and my experience also is, not in this case so far, but in other cases, that things do not look as good if you take a second and third look. They don't live up to what it seemed like in the beginning. So you better don't get your hopes up too early. When you are dealing with people long distance, and you have never been there where he lives, boy, wait for verification before you fall in love.
Do you think it's an important clue in relationships to know about other people's friends, how they relate to
Absolutely.
their friends? And
you know,
is that a problem?
Yeah, I said that to James. I said, I need to see you. I need to come over there and see you in your environment. I want to see you in your flight suit and racing cars. I need to see that. And he said, why? And I said, he meant, can't I just rather come here and be here with you? No, I need to see you in your life, how you do things. Well, he didn't object to that. He just didn't understand it, why I was saying that, okay? So he said, okay, then maybe next time we do it that way. So, you know, if in every case, even this one, I would say, is a case where it looks very good. I still have this thing in my mind all the time, being ready for the day where you suddenly know it's not going to work. So don't get all excited about the whole thing. Stay in touch with reality and keep an open mind and a cowboy ready in Texas with some huge shoulders to cry on.
So has it been your experience that when you realize that there's not a match, it's sudden, it's like that?
Instant. Absolutely. Yes. It's like somebody turns a light on.
Do you think that's...
People say something, you see him do something, and suddenly you realize, I can't do this.
Do you think that's how most people think?
Absolutely. That's what I hear from other people too. And the funny thing is, in most cases, whatever it is that they suddenly realize is impossible to explain, and it in most cases makes no sense to anyone else in the room.
Intuitive.
It's very, very intuitive, very personal. It's just like you cannot explain why people have chemistry for each other. Why am I attracted to this guy who has a scar down his chest? I don't know. I just think he's the cutest guy in the world. I can't explain it. And then there are other people where women say, Liesa, he is so nice. What is wrong with you that you can't see that? That's too bad. He is just not my guy. That's all, probably. You know? And it goes, and it seems that everybody has these feelings. You cannot explain chemistry, and sometimes you cannot explain a mismatch. And that's just what it is. And it has to be up to every person. Everyone has to be entitled to say, we are not a match. And everyone has to accept that. That is a basic respect that you owe to each other, I think.
Is that a concern that a lot of people have, particularly women, about someone who will become fixated on them?
You know,
stalker,
okay. from all the experience so far that I had, all the real blind dates in Seattle that I went on for my book, and included the interaction on the internet that led to real blind dates, I would say, if you do it right, and it may be that I'm getting somewhere faster and safer because I'm a professional and I have researched all this, and I would be very careful to generalize my knowledge and pass it down to people and say this is how you do it. So I would say everybody else should be much more careful than I am. But I would say handing out your phone number is really no big deal. Do it. And even the entire world has my phone number. I can say it again and again and again. I'm using my real name wherever I go. Nothing ever happens. It seems that if you face things with a straight back and say, and this is me, those people that want to get to you to abuse you, or that want to take advantage of you, or that want to victimize you,
will find another victim.
They will find another one because you look way too difficult. And the people that that really like you, that approach you because they have a good intention, are absolutely encouraged by that. It gets a message across that says, I think I'm great. How about you?
Well, great.
You know, so now you have this person, and you know, it isn't much likely that people that you meet on the internet, unless you make some real stupid mistakes. I think the mistakes that can lead to terrible incidents are much earlier on. They are not after the blind date. I think that there are a lot of people, women especially, that go into this romance on the internet. They are just going totally for it, and I hear this from the guys that I'm talking to, that this is happening a lot. So women just as much as men have this romance idea, this need to have this encounter on the internet. And you know, if you have emailed each other for 7 months, as I have heard from one case, and then people suddenly, they think they know each other, and the guy sells his house and comes to town. There was a case also on Judge Judy the other day, where people did that. And you say, how in their frickin' mind can they possibly be that stupid? You know, you can't do that. You have to go through the process from email, briefly, go on the phone. You can get long distance for the bucks of $5 an hour or so now. You know, big deal. If you can't afford that, you're not really looking for a serious relationship. You have nothing to offer. Work on your problems before you date somebody. So, and then, you know, the internet is a very interesting source, but it needs a lot of work to make it really work. Everybody, we talked about this some more next time, and look it up also in the Active Singles Life paper, Dating for Commitment page. Goodbye.